It's wonderful that you're doing this sort of series of books, because it's such a tricky time, and it's hard enough as parents to try and get your kids to listen to you. They will listen to someone like you, they won't listen to us.
Well, I don't know about that, but I just remember it was quite hard work growing up, but also I think things have changed so much that stuff like online safety and texting and cyberbullying and all that, well, that didn't exist, you know, when a lot of parents were at school. So
we just had Jackie magazine.
That was your house.
And if you were bullied, it was at school and it was horrible, and then you went home. Whereas now it follows you. It's in your bedroom.
And parents don't know how to handle it. They don't understand it. So the book really is as much for parents as it is for the kids as well, to try and help them talk to their children.
And obviously you don't have children yourself, but
no.
Did you sort of talk to parents about this, or is this totally sort of from your experience as a doctor, the people that you've come across?
It's a bit of everything, yeah. It's a whole combination of experiences looking after parents. You know, all through my life and stuff I filmed, in practice as a doctor, absolutely, and my own experiences as well. You know, and I think it's helped me, in a way, not having children, I think has made it easier to be a little bit more practical and detached. Because it can be a little bit harder.
Actually, we got sent the book, obviously, and I actually got my daughter to read it, who's 14.
Yeah.
And
oh God, what's the verdict? What's
the
verdict?
No, she opened the first few pages, and at first she went, "Oh, Mum, it's all about healthy eating." But I said, "No, it's not. That's just one section of it." And then she went off, and then later on I said to her, "Did you read the book, by the way?" And she went, "Yeah, it's really good."
Oh, good. God,
really.
That's perfect.
It was really good, and she said, "You know this spot I've got on my chin?" And I said, "Yeah." She went, "It's hormonal." And I went, "What about the one on your head?" Because she got one on her head. I like to point it out. And she said, "Too much dairy."
Oh,
it's all from your book,
well,
you see?
Well, she liked it as well, because there's lots of stuff in there as well that we might have told our kids as parents, but they won't listen in the same way, I suppose, than if you've got the, the doctor
they just
title.
don't want mum telling you stuff, but if you can do it on your own and read it in your own time and absorb it, then mum hasn't told you, you know.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I've left mine in the loo. Because it just means that the kids, when they're by themselves, and I'm not hovering over them,
I think that's good. I mean, I think,
rather than taking their phone in there, they'll have your book. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I said to one mum, just sling it in the bedroom, close the door and run, you know, and leave them to it.
I would have loved to have had a book like that, because you know, my age, which is ancient, I remember, you remember the magazine Family Circle? And they released like it was like a Birds and the Bees book that we were given at school, but it was all very much animals, and then there was a strange little cartoon picture of mum and dad in bed together. And it,
I know. It was the book of the joy of sex.
Can I just say...
What age
did you? I don't know, I found it somewhere, and then I just always referred to it.
I'm not being funny, Irish Catholic. All I got told is if you do it, you're a bad girl, you'll die. I just grew up now, I go, ooh.
But you know what, there's two things. First of all, most of the books always really focus on the mechanics of, which kind of is really the least important bit, because you all know they'll find that out quite quickly. But the other side is, you get taught sex in a very negative way. Like you just said, it's always, this is bad, you'll get infections, you'll get pregnant, you'll go to hell and bring shame on your family. No one ever says, do you know what, sex can be all right, actually, and it can really help with a relationship. It's really taught negatively, and I think in adult life that can set up real issues.
But you're an only child, weren't you? How did you talk to your parents about sort of sex and issues and hormones and...
I probably...
You sounded just like my teenage son.
Yeah.
14-year-old
You reverted immediately back.
It brought back all those memories. Yeah, I suppose I did. I mean, as an only child, that's all you've got. But I went to school, you know, at school they taught me what I needed to know, which was all completely wrong. So I went for years thinking that babies came out of your tummy button. Apparently they don't. It was only at medical school I learned that they don't. Oh, is that me? Awkward, gangly, you know, teenagers there. But,
You even look like my teenage son.
Really? Don't all teenagers look like that?
They do, actually. They do pretty well. Now, obviously, you're still a practicing GP. What sort of questions do you get regarding this sort of thing? Do parents come in with their teenagers at all? Because if they can't necessarily come out with it themselves, do they ever bring them in to see you?
Yeah, they do, quite often, interestingly. And it's a strange dynamic, because you can tell the teenager really doesn't want mum there. So you kind of have to make mum happy, find out what she wants, and then quite often I ask her, just politely, if she wouldn't mind waiting in the waiting room, and then have a chat with the son or daughter and find out what's really going on. But what's interesting is...
And they have to know that you're not going to then tell their mother. Do you have to say that to them?
Yeah, absolutely. I promised them, you know, this is just between you and me now. What's really good? And interesting psychosexual problems. So what teenagers now have is all sorts of angst about performance anxiety and I'm being pressured to have sex and I don't want to and all this sort of stuff. Oh, of course, all the obvious ones. I think I might be gay or I don't, you know, I'm confused and all of this sort of stuff, which it's good that they feel they can ask.